on just keeping high vibrational love frequencies alive on the planet abundantly. Because we real G's know elevation is the way to grow exponentially, abundantly. Can you feel me? Now let's get into this. Now, today I want to talk to you guys about how to stop suppressing emotions with the power of no. And I can only speak from my life experiences after being a people pleaser. After saying yes to everyone when it was really a no to myself. And, you know, saying yes or being a people pleaser can drain your energy to the point of you not recognizing your own virtues, your own standards, the way you choose to live your own terms, not listening to yourself, and not putting you first, not giving yourself that self-love to the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you feel to live with yourself and what is best and what is beneficial for yourself and your health, you know. And for me, that caused a lot of pain within myself. And, you know, recognizing that pain that was continuously harboring in myself, I started to hear myself loud and clear when it says you need to break free from other people's expectations of yourself. You need to break free of how people view, what people think about you. You need to break free from what others expect you to, or who others expect you to be in a world that is crazy, and give yourself all the beauty that you deserve unto yourself, that is uniquely within you, that only reflections of yourself know that truth within you now. And while I was thinking about this subject here today, or meditating about this subject, not thinking, I was meditating on this subject today, a quote came up, and this quote came up, and I would like to share it with you today, and it went like this: pain is unbearable when the truth is screaming within you. And what you do with that truth now is either you make a choice to continue have pain being unbearable within yourself and not doing anything about it with yourself now, And this even showed me back to when I used to work out in the matrix, when I used to give my all, my time, my efforts, my everything to the workplace that was always discriminating the good things that I would have done to improve the business and have others tear it down, Hi, Minnie. Hi, beautiful. Grand Rising. And, I had to make a decision for myself because I was losing energy, going out to a job every day that was just filled with chaos, confusion, and belittling of my self-worth, and constantly manipulated me. I meow meow. Grand Rising. So constantly keeping me stagnant in a place that wasn't fulfilling unto me, because I was just giving my energy all the time consecutively and not having that return to me on abundantly. And the day that I decided, look, I have this dream inside of me that I choose to fulfill for myself and keep that dream alive within myself. I choose to live on my own terms and conditions in the way I view myself, and give myself worth, abundance to my life now. And it is in stop is in stopping suppressing my emotions and giving myself my beauty, my uniqueness, my intelligence, my virtues and standards for myself. I am now able to give my life meaning for myself with the power of no now. No, saying no to a job that wasn't serving me, that was just taking my energy and wasn't paying me the amount of currency that I deserve, and the time that I put out and the time and energy that I would have put out to keep this business afloat that was not even mine. And that was my first move now, you know, looking at myself and seeing what it is I brought to the table to that particular job, and now taking that energy and give it to myself and the passions that I have within in myself that I wanted to come forward in reality and manifest that consecutively each and every day of my life and live in the moment of what I wanted to choose in my life. You know, I stopped kissing ass. I stopped giving away my energy to people who no longer serve me, people who don't understand me, people who try to tear me down, people who try to take my virtues and make my emotions feel less worthy unto myself now, And it is because I started to because people think self-love is just about dressing up and looking nice and think, yes, that's had part to do with it, but self-love is way, way deeper. When you choose you and the things that you love to do for your life and live in that state and not have people, places, situations try to interrupt that because that is what truly brings meaning and beauty for your life now, And the power of saying no is really a beautiful thing to have, because when you say no to things that don't serve you, the universe open up more doors that are aligned to what it is within you, and being brave enough to say no to everything that is external to myself, that is not who I am within myself. I was able to reap the rewards of the universe having favor for my life in every way to myself. Hi, Betab, Grand Rising, beautiful, and no longer suppressing my emotions, wanting the best for myself that was within that is not was that is in within myself, and saying having the power of saying no to relationships, to friendships, to family members, to work, to jobs that don't do anything for you, for people who just love to live in chaos and bacchanal and confusion. Yeah, you say no to these things and you give yourself the peace of mind and the state that you choose to be in, and now live this no that interrupts or distracts your space, and give yourself that meaningful lifestyle that you have within, and this is the power of saying no. And when you say no, you don't go back onto hi Bitab. You don't go back on your word that is within you now, because your this stillness that is within you is your word, is your guiding light, is your purpose, is your everything that is embedded or encoded into your life for you, and nothing or no one outside yourself can change that point of view within you. Hi, Bitav. Hi. And it is because of the power of no, you're now able to transmute this energy into your life, beautiful unto you. You get to co-create a lifestyle that is wonderful, that is exceptional, that is meaningful into your life, and the power of no has saved my life in many ways, even though it took a while for me to come to terms with saying no, because I was a consecutive people pleaser, and because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings. And I also wanted to be a part of others' life in a way that was helpful and compassionate and kind. But then I realized to myself that people pleasing also made my life miserable now. It also made me lose focus of myself and what it is I choose to give to myself each and every day. And it is being beautiful unto myself and choosing the way I choose to live with myself and give my life meaning to myself in every way. I was able to use the power of no and harness that energy positive onto myself, and it is for this that no has become one of the greatest words in my vocabulary, especially if it doesn't serve me and my reality, And I'll give you an example of why using the power of no. I was in a relationship that didn't serve me, but because I wanted to look and fit in like everybody, to say, well, I have a person in my life, or I'm married to this person, or whatever the case may be, he would have violated my space mentally, physically, spiritually, and within me was screaming, this is not good for me, this is not good for me. But I was continuously doing and saying things that are not meaningful for me now. I was literally kissing his ass, bowing down to him when he didn't even deserve my energy, my beautiful feminine energy. And the day that I stood up for myself and I said, no, I deserve better for myself as a woman, and the love that I give externally, and when I recognized this, I said to myself, no, no more of this. And it had a situation where we were separated for a time, and it's in that time and we were separated, I realized for myself how much meaningful I am being alone with myself. I didn't have to get up and cook for him and do all the things that made him feel good about himself now. All I had to do was take care of me. And the time that he separated himself from me and returned onto me, I was already in a different space. I was in that space of no, a part of me wanted to beg and ask him back to come and live in his space with me again. And then gradually, as time go on, when he came to take some closer, see if I would have begged for him to return into my space. And I gave him his clothes. That was me. That was the first step of me saying no. It hurt like hell, but it gave me the strength to grow stronger within myself and to know that I deserve more of lack-minded people who can't do anything with themselves. People who just want to prey on you to make you less of yourself because they can't feel a certain way about themselves now, and it is the power of no that made me super strong within myself, saying no to everything outside myself, and now listening to my divine guidance within myself that has embedded these beautiful codes for my life, so that now I can live in love, peace, and harmony with other reflections of myself authentically, And this is the power of no. it gives you the confidence to stand in your integrity, stand in your virtue, stand in all that is in beautiful and embedded within to you now, rather than to externalize your love and to give your energy to people, places, and situations that doesn't serve your life in any way, And I say to you today, to say this to you today, beautiful souls, you know, saying no is a beautiful thing to have, because if we keep people pleasing, we are consenting to people who live in like-minded states, and we are giving them privileges to control our lives in ways that are not meaningful for our lives now. And when we say no to this and we stand in our boundaries with no, know that no is a shift in our reality, and it is okay to say no to things like that. Because look at that. Look at the lifestyles that most of us empaths were exposed to. We had children with people who we're supposed to say no to, and that caused us to have to bring forward children on the planet that were mixed versions of who we are. Some were negative because some of us got narcissistic and birthed a narcissistic child into reality, and we can see it all over the place now. So we must say no to people, places, and situations that is constantly infiltrating the reality that does not serve us, and choose people who are best serving us equally. Just how you love yourself, you attract a reflection of yourself, and this isn't saying no and knowing that you are worthy and deserving of everything that you are. The universe, God source, Father, Mother, God gives you the beauty and the truth of who you are. Not chasing after things and jobs and situations and people who can't even look at themselves and see the toxicity they hold within themselves now, and try to pass on that intergenerational timelines now. Because why? We wouldn't say no to ours. We wouldn't say no to the external things that didn't serve us as human spiritual beings having a human experience now. And now that we are awake and aware of ourselves, and we can discern the energies and the manipulations and the way people put their perspectives onto us, we can say no and walk away and live internally within what is true unto us now, and give ourselves the best that we have been giving of ourselves externally for all our lives, and that's why I'm saying to you today, beautiful soul, with the power of no and discernment to say no to anything that does not serve our life, we become our greatest version, because now we only attract the greatest versions for our life. And I'm not just talking about a partnership or a relationship. Yes, that's have a part to play in it, because when the male and the female are balanced as in their roles, balancing themselves first, because there's masculine feminine energy in each and every one of us, but masculine feminine energy balancing our male gender and female gender. Now there's a balance with rebirthing a generational timeline that is now serving us and our divinity, and by extension, generations to come. But saying no to, even saying no to yourself. And what do I mean by saying no to yourself now? You know, I had to say no to alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana, sexual acts that didn't serve me. You know, I had to say no to a lot of things that were people pleasing unto others or trying to fit in a status quo now. You know, I had to say no to these things now and face myself. The thing is, reality with people, and they don't understand this now. Sometimes you think that an addiction is really going to help you, when the addiction is just making you run from you now. You know, it is soothing something that needs to be addressed, you know. And the minute I stop soothing myself with addictions to free myself, you know, and face my reality and say no to things that didn't even serve me, like food and not exercising, you know, not living the lifestyle that I wanted for myself. You understand? People pleasing, giving away my energy to a job. You know, these things I had to say no to myself. I was like, you know what, Emma, check yourself. Do you really want this lifestyle for yourself? Is it making you happy? You know, are you doing the things that you love to do? Hi, Edward. Grand Rising, beautiful. Are you doing the things that you want to do for your life? Are you making your life beautiful for your life, for yourself? You know, and it is saying no to things that didn't serve myself, things that took my energy, that didn't give me the space to be out in nature and have nature baths and hikes and, you know, do all the beautiful things and explore myself. And I'm still exploring myself because I love skydiving. I love, there's so much things that I am looking forward to do that I couldn't do while I was working for a system that controlled my own. And when I gave no the crown for my life and what I chose for my life, and I started to experience yes to myself, and nothing that is external to myself, even though it have some external things that I will say yes to, you know, but those external things are in alignment with my truth, you know, like my food and the way I carry myself and meeting other people as other human beings as myself. This is what I will say yes to, because now we have a connection rather than a judgment or a control over the reality that I live within, you know. And these are the things that I will say yes to external of myself. Hi Edwin, I'm going to read your question out loud. May I ask, what if we are afraid of saying no because it does bring on a negative vibration, and we might be perceived as an awful, despicable person by saying no? All right. So I love that question, Edward. Now, and I mentioned this earlier on in the video, you know, your feelings is your intuition telling you this is not good for you. And because we were all programmed to forgive and forget, which is a lie within itself now, because that now makes you open to more negativity when you really want to say no to what is true to you now. And you can't let other or people's opinions of your no make them feel that they can view you as despicable. It is your no to protect and to give you the freedom to be yourself within yourself and what is serving you for yourself. And this is what loving yourself means. It means giving yourself the truth that you hold within yourself, and not people pleasing somebody because you don't want them to view you as a negative vibration, when that no with you is a positive thing for you. You know, people's opinions of you does not matter. How you feel within you when your no arise is what that matters the most. Because at the end of the day, you may not say no, but get yourself in more problems further down the road, when you could have just say no up front than to go ahead thinking that your no is despicable. And another thing about that is that when you don't say no, you now open a floodgate for more negativity to happen in your life, for them to step all over you and continue to do what you need to do. And the sad thing about that is that you lose so much of you, that when you do say no, all that you were thinking that be despicable unto you will now rush you like a floodgate, because you didn't say no the first time and let people go now, you know. And this, you have to always choose yourself first when you say no. I had to do this in my life. I had to choose myself in every area of my life. You know, when people would tell me, oh, go and get a job, after leaving a job that made me empty. You know, if I had to listen to somebody who only knows an external factor or external way of being, I would have still been a job, probably haggard, because vacation would have come once every year, and the time that I would have been home probably 16 days, because it's wait 5 years to give you 2 extra days, and I would have been haggard, because 15, 16 days would not do anything for me. When I had them 364 days and I giving my energy to somebody who making a whole lot of money off of me, not giving me the time and space to really enjoy my life now, but to give my energy onto them, while when you look into their own, they're all over the place, they're trying to and doing everything that they need to do, you know. To you, do as I tell you to do, but not do as I do now. You know, there is a talk about so many in the spiritual community about accepting this, not accepting this, about accepting this, not accepting this. Quit, don't quit. Do this, don't do that. Having a feeling like we are rolling with never ending tides. When does it end, and where do you turn to? What, Edward, my darling, you understand? Okay, it all begins with you. You gotta trust the process for your life. I'm only here every day showing you what trusting the process of your life means. You know that, right? I'm gonna get really, 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 really deep with you. You have to know what makes you happy. Your internal guidance is always speaking to you, especially when you sit silently with her, because it is your femininity that is guiding you, your masculinity. She's always protecting you and she will only give you the best for you. So, being in spiritual communities like as my own, and you don't even have to listen to my words that I'm saying to you because I'm speaking from my heart to you. But it's up to you to choose from your embedded codes within you that loves you, that wants the best for you, to give you what you deserve for you, Edward. It ends when you say no to anything that doesn't serve you, darling. You know, and this is what has happened for my life. The minute I say no to things, places, and people that didn't serve my life, and I started to give myself what I am worthy of. You must know what kind of love you are worthy of. You must know what your passion does for your life. You must know what fulfills your life. And that is where it ends. It ends when you pick up your cross or your crown and wear your crown deserving onto your life. Because it's in your heart and loving everything about you and what you do or what you contribute collectively as this divine being, knowing the truth within you, wants to express itself freely, is when it ends, my love. It has nothing to do with anyone else. It all begins with you listening to yourself, you know. And I'm just another you in time and space, sharing my experience and what loving me, loving myself, and how saying no to the things that didn't bring contentment in my life is now being an example for beautiful souls like you. So there is a limit to the unlimited. There is no limit to the unlimited. It is limitless because you can take many routes, and that's what the soul really want to experience. You can start one thing and end up in another space and reach in another space and go back to the thing that you started, and it is always experiencing itself in multi-dimensional ways. It is not limited to anything, anyone, any time in space. It's just you, the soul being itself and experiencing itself in the avatar, you know. So there is no limit to the unlimited. It's just every new day, it gives you the experience you are feeling in your heart. You know, okay, let me make an example of this. One day I get up and I decide, you know what, Emma, we're going to go to another country, and we don't know anyone there. We have never experienced their culture, living, but I know within myself the choices that I have for myself, because I have these codes embedded in myself. So I know when I go to another country by myself that I have to find somewhere that is where I can live organically, where I can have access to food and all these different things, you know. So I'm continuously giving myself new experiences, but never externalizing or trying to be something I am not in a different space, but always being who I am in that space now. So not saying yes to everything outside myself just to please everything outside myself, but saying no to everything in a different space that I am now experiencing within myself, and living that out in a different space and in different cultures, but yet staying true to myself now. You know, so it isn't this, Edward, that loving yourself and giving yourself what you choose to give yourself, let's bring happiness within yourself. Ain't nobody else outside here to make you happy. Nobody. You come alone, you go alone. You know, you may find reflections of yourself. You may have a partner who is just like you, but at the end of the day, even in a relationship with somebody, they have to give you that space to be you. You know, and if the things that if there are things that affect the relationship that you have to say no to, you say no to and you work it out together, so you can come up to a conclusion, or to have consideration for the things that you love about yourself and you love about each other. So this is the power of no. It is authentic. It is the genuine you. It is not you putting aside yourself for somebody else. That is not you. Somebody who else is handing you something that is not you. Somebody who wants you to give yourself that is not you. And when you choose to live in that space, you get to attract all the beauty that is you. It is a vibrational match to everything that is surrounding your life that is beautiful unto you. So if somebody live in a negative state and they find that beautiful unto them, well, that's them. They live in that. But because you are high vibrational and living in a positive state, that doesn't mean you will accept a negative state in your life. You don't want any part of that. You understand? So saying no to that is the truth of you. And this is what the power of no brings to your life. You know, it brings the truth to your life, the authentic you, the things that you don't tolerate, the things that you have boundaries for, you know, your integrity, your standards, your virtues, the things that you stand for in life that is beautiful unto you. So I say to you today, beautiful souls, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to walk away from things that don't serve you. Let people go, you know, and stop this kiss ass. Stop having people manage your life. It's your life. And in this present moment, in every present moment, is your life. You have to live and attract that. When coming out of Neolithic times, I do have a newfound gratitude for valuable things to bring us in a comfortable environment. Oh yes, and that is why it is one reason why you live in a positive state unto yourself. Now that you recognize that you are the magnet of attraction for your life. What else you can give to your life? Not this goodness. Of course, you will give yourself goodness all the time and have that be a reflection in your life. So I love you for this, Edward. You know, I love the way that you uh, beholding within yourself now. You know, make your environment beautiful for you. You know, you don't want to live in a state where people are always pointing at you, and making you the problem when you are the one who is always giving of yourself, you know, to make people happy around yourself when you're supposed to give it to yourself first and then attract it to yourself. It don't work that way. The minute you start to externalize your power, is more somebody going to be like, what's that? Oh gosh, in the Roadrunner, the wolf in the Roadrunner, like, yes, I have a vantage point here. No, you don't give anybody an advantage over your life. You don't do that. You know, stay true to your life and who you are, beautiful within, and attract that to your life. Anytime you give it away, it's problems. I don't do that every day. Look, the other day I went to the waterfalls, just chill, and we having a lot of ascension symptoms these days, and my body is doing a kind of thing here, and popping when I'm sleeping. It's bringing up mucus. You know, it's doing a whole lot of things to me. And I had some pains. I still have a very minute pain in my shoulder here. And I was mentioning to somebody that it was uncomfortable to have the pain in my shoulder. And because I am plant-based, and he knew that I am plant-based, he was like, you know, but I need to have some eggs to get some protein. And I'm continuously eating beans as a protein consumption. I use nuts and grains and stuff as protein consumption. And he was like, that is not enough. But if you really do the research on nuts and grains and beans, you will see how they have more protein in them now. But nevertheless, I don't ever go against anybody who chooses to eat meat. And I had to tell him, no, I don't eat eggs. And nobody will ever get me to eat eggs. You know, and I saw the frown in his face, like, you know, why you just go take my advice and eat some eggs and get the protein that you need to heal yourself? You know, after that day of choosing to listen to me and only myself alone, and I started to heal stuff. You know, yes, let me see. Yes, at the same time, I love and listen to my darkness and do see it in others. Of course, because people think the darkness is a bad thing, you know. It is not. It's your best friend. Because it's in that darkness you have suppressed all your emotions, you know. It's in that darkness, when, especially when the darkness, we experience it in many lifetimes, and, you know, can now tell you how to navigate this present timeline. I love my dark side. I'm telling you, she's my homie. That's my ride or die. And I will not ever give anybody space to take away that dark side of me. It is the most beautiful thing to have, especially knowing what it can teach me from my past incarnations about what is good and what is not good for my reality. Yeah, I don't have time with them. They just try to get in my head. And I really about that because at the end of the day, if I take off all my clothes, they'll be shocked. There's no plastic surgeries here. It's all natural. If you know what I mean. So I say to you today, beautiful souls, you know, the power of no is beautiful. And it is in that darkness that we can take from as we exist in the light in our avatars to really harness the power of know for ourselves and live our internal truth, our beauty that gives us our vitality and keeps us in our youth as we age. But because of that truth, it keeps us alive and beautiful to the truth of who we are, living our divinity authentically onto ourselves. I hope this message has helped a lot of you today, because of when you have the power of no in your life, you can move mountains for yourself in the truth of your life. And remember, pain is unbearable when the truth is screaming within. Say no to what does not serve you in any way, form, or fashion to make your life chaotic and miserable. So, as I come to the end of my life, I just want to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, spectacular, awesome, amazing, magical, beautiful day, just as you are, living from your heart and your infinite potentials that will never mislead your life in the truth of who you are. Showing up as blessings, miracles, and breakthroughs for your life, standing in your virtues, and saying no unapologetically to what does not serve you. I am infinite elevation. Yeah. Consciously keeping high vibrational love frequencies alive on the planet abundantly. Because we real G's, and nobody never asked what real G's mean, real gods. Real G's know that elevation is the way to grow exponentially, abundantly. I love all of you. High vibrational. Woohoo! 5D Earth Stars. Have a beautiful day now.